at the hustle of Lamar Odom. Off to Kobe Bryant.
And Kobe with emphasis.
Artest looking, gets it to Bryant. Bryant dribbling, has to put it up with the buzzer. Banks it in! He banks in the three! And the Lakers win the game! And that is just greatness personified.
Now Bryant again, out between the rings, guarded by Pippen. Kobe on the move, lobs for O'Neal, for the dunk! Kobe Bryant worked into the lane, and Shaq hammered it in with the right hand. Timeout, Portland.
The Lakers, because of this man, Kobe Bryant, can take over. Oh, my. He posterizes Dwight Howard. Oh, boy. He almost threw his elbow into the basket that time.
Spurs cannot buy a triple. Kobe wheeling. What a play to Turiaf. And the foul.
And a chance to tie.
What a delivery by Kobe Bryant.
Rotation of Bryant. Buckle up for Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant just sucked the gravity out of the target center. What a play.
The windmill slam.
Long run out by Kobe Bryant. Behind the back. Oh! What did I just see?
You just saw what Kobe does best, and that's bring people to their feet with a sensational play.
Here we got a dribble drive, change of direction by Bryant. Slam dunk.
Woo! When you talk about elevation, Chick, he went up to the rafters before he decided to put somebody on a poster.
They'd love to get it into Nash's hands, and they do. Ball knocked away, stolen by Parker.
Here it is.
Here comes George to Kobe Bryant. Bryant inside. It's good. It's good. Tie game. A one-point game. Walton could tip it. Bryant with the save.
Oh, you got to get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Kobe Bryant has hit a shot at the buzzer!
4 away from Elgin Baylor's Laker record. For 3 again. Yes!
Well, there's 70.
Everybody wants it to get into Kobe's hands. Kobe pump fake for 2. Kobe stopped the Laker record. 81-point game. Ladies and gentlemen, you have witnessed the second greatest scoring performance in NBA history.
Welcome to the Quad Brothers Sports Show. My name's Kevin Hanley. Got my homie next to me, Eli Robinson.
What up?
Got a good show. Well, it's a tough show tonight. We got 3 guests coming on at 7:15. Seth Wilson from the Lorain Titans will join us at 7:30. Emma Dretke from the Jackson Polar Bears will join us. And at 8 o'clock, Tahj Staveskie from the Sandusky Blue Streaks will join us. And also at 8:15, 4 guests, Tim Kelly will join us. And, I don't even really know where to start.
It's a rough one, man.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Very, very, very sad day in sports. We lost an icon, a sports legend. Even if you're a casual fan, you know the name Kobe Bryant. You don't have to be a Laker fan. I'm not a Laker fan. You don't have to be a Laker fan. And I saw one of my friends, and if you watch this video, Davila, you know us all love, but I saw one of my friends ask, is it that serious? Yeah.
Is that serious?
It's that serious. And no, I didn't know Kobe Bryant personally, but again, if you're a basketball fan, we just lost a cultural icon. And not just Kobe, his 13-year-old daughter was killed in that crash today too. So of course, right off the bat, man, rest in peace to Kobe and Gianna. If that's your thing, send a prayer out to his wife Vanessa and the rest of his children, because let's not lose them in this. He does have a wife. He does have other children besides Gianna, who was with him when he passed, and they both passed in that crash. So let's not forget Vanessa and the rest of Kobe's family. But this is almost like you don't even really know where to go with this.
I mean, it's like losing a family member, man. Like cats grew up watching Kobe play.
Yeah.
Like Kobe was the MJ of his, of that decade. When he was playing.
And it's ironic that LeBron just passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list
just last night.
Last night. And Kobe Bryant's last tweet was a congratulatory tweet to LeBron James. A tweet that I'm sure LeBron James will cherish forever. And obviously, people all over the sports world mourning the loss of one of the greatest basketball. Here's the thing. And again, and I said, is it that and I was asked again on the post, is it that serious? Yes, it is that serious because 100 years from now, when they tell the story of basketball, of basketball not just here in America, but basketball worldwide, you cannot tell that story and it be adequate and accurate without Kobe Bryant in it. You can't.
Yep.
You can't tell it without Kobe. There's no way. And it's hard to put into words. It's hard to put into words what I'm feeling right now. Again, just as a basketball fan, I'm not a Los Angeles Lakers fan, but I respected the hell out of Kobe Bryant. And when I first saw someone post about it on my timeline earlier, I was thinking man, please let this be a hoax.
I thought it was a hoax, honestly.
Please let this be a hoax is what I was thinking.
Yeah, until my mom called me and said, well, it's on CNN now.
Yeah.
I said, it's real. So I looked at First thing when I thought when, Kev called me, I said, you know what? This is a hoax, man. I'm going to just go on Bleacher Report. They didn't have it on Bleacher Report yet. Then my mom called me and said, well, it's on CNN now. I said, man, it's real.
I think those outlets like Bleacher Report and ESPN were waiting to really get final confirmation before they just put it out there because it could be hoax.
Right.
With the internet, you never know. So I think they were just waiting, which is why they were a little late in reporting it.
And you know what? Shame on TMZ for actually putting on their media outlet before their family was actually notified.
Yeah,
I understand. It's news, it's media, whatnot, man.
That's hard. That's the business.
Yeah, but
everybody wants to be first.
Kev, Bleacher Report and ESPN didn't report it until later on.
Yeah, but everybody wants to be first, though. Everybody wants to. I'm not gonna.
But yeah,
I'm not really gonna get mad. I'm not gonna get mad at them for it. I mean, everybody wants to be first, and they would have looked dumb if it was a hoax and they had egg on their face. They would have looked stupid, but. Everybody wants to be first. That's not just TMZ. That's every news outlet that's out there. Everybody wants to be first, and because that's the name of the game. If you're first, then you get the credit for it. Everybody wants to be first, and TMZ was out in front of it, and they found out, and that's that is what it is. But it's just I'm still trying to process it and wrap my head around it. And it's surreal to me. It doesn't seem real to me that we've lost Kobe Bryant. This would be, and no disrespect. Now I hope it doesn't sound really disrespectful, because I don't mean it to be. This would be sad if it was like Brian Scalabrine. This would be sad.
Yeah,
this would still be sad. This is Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players who has played this game and who will ever play the game of basketball.
Right.
He is a top 5 all-time great. I'm sorry, he is. And even though he has since retired, but he just retired a couple of years ago. He hasn't been. It's not like he's been retired for 15 years. He just retired a couple of years ago. I'm like, it hasn't been that long since he retired. And now he's gone at the age of 41, which is that's 3 years younger than me. That's him and his daughter. And you don't know what to say about it.
Daughter was 13.
Daughter was 13 years old, and she could ball too.
Yeah, played at Sierra Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
Same school as LeBron's son go to.
She can ball too.
Yeah.
And let me just say this real quick. We do have an interview for those that are watching on my Facebook Live feed. We do have an interview coming up at 7:15. Seth Wilson from the Lorain Titans. So I'm probably gonna stay on my live feed, but you won't be able to hear what Seth is saying unless you download the app. So I suggest you do. You got about 5 minutes or so. Go to the App Store. Go to Google Play if you're on Android. Download the Quad Brothers Sports Show app. You can listen to this live right now. You'll be able to hear the interview. Everything that I'm hearing in the headphones, you can hear it. So go do that if you want to hear the interview with Seth Wilson at 7:15, with Emma Dretke from the Jackson Polar Bears at 7:30, and also with Tahj Staveskie at 8 o'clock. And then our good friend, our basketball guru, if you will, Tim Kelly. We always have Tim come on usually at the beginning of basketball season.
Yeah, I'm waiting on
and
his
Tim will be on at 8:15,
yeah.
and we'll talk Kobe Bryant with Tim. Tim is a basketball historian. Wrote a great book about Red Klotz, who was instrumental in the growth of the Harlem Globetrotters. So Tim will be on at 8:15 to talk Kobe Bryant with us. So if you want to hear all that, download the app, and you can. Seth Wilson will be calling here in just a few minutes. But back to obviously the story of the day is Kobe Bryant and his untimely passing. And again, just there are really no words for it. You don't really know what to say.
Yeah, I'm just man. In my mind, I'm still thinking that he wasn't killed or whatnot. He's gonna find he's gonna rise up and walk away from a helicopter crash. But dude,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's crazy. You don't know what to. I don't know, man. You don't know what to say, what to do. It's just really, really sad. It's really sad that had happened. Hey, Erica, how you doing? It's just like I said. There's really no words to say. What I'm feeling, just as a basketball fan. Kobe Bryant's gone, and just those words that by themselves is just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
How do you even wrap yourself? How do you even say that? How do you even bring your mind to even say that? But that's what it is. That's where we are right now, and you just, again, if that's your thing, send one up for Vanessa, his wife, and for their kids.
How many kids do you have?
I want to say 4.
Wow.
So you have a wife who lost her husband, and you have kids who lost their father. So as sad as it is that Kobe himself is gone, you can't forget about the wife and the kids. And again, I don't know. I wish I had the words to adequately put into effect my feelings on it, but I just don't. I don't right now. And I wish I did, because I know it's going to sound like I'm just all over the place, but I really don't know what to say. You know what I mean? He was one of basketball's best ever. Like, he was the guy that LeBron wanted to be.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that, Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook and James Harden and, Trae Young and all the people that are playing now, Zion, they all wanted to be Kobe Bryant. At the very least, they all looked up to Kobe Bryant.
Especially LeBron, man.
Especially LeBron.
I read an article that he went to like Kobe's camps. He when in 2001 when the All-Star game was actually in Philly, LeBron had a game up there in Oak Hill Academy against Carmelo.
Yep.
After the game, he came back down, and visit Kobe. Kobe even gave him a pair of shoes to wear in that game against Carmelo.
Right.
The shoes was a size 14. LeBron wore 15. He still wore the shoes on the court.
Yeah. Because it was Kobe.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I, you know, and honestly, you know, I being that I'm 44, I've watched Kobe since he first came to the league, when he was first drafted by the Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah.
And I bet if they knew what they were getting at that time, the Charlotte Hornets would have never traded Kobe to the Lakers. Now I get that Kobe really didn't want to play for Charlotte, and so they traded him to get something back for him because he didn't really want to play for Charlotte. But I bet if the Hornets knew what they were getting, they would have never traded him away, no matter what. He wouldn't have been traded. They would have found a way to make it work. Would Kobe be the Kobe Bryant if he'd gone if he'd stayed in Charlotte? Probably, but I mean, I don't know. But what I do know is that, you know, the sports world, as it should be, is walking around with a heavy heart. All of us are. You know, because you can appreciate Kobe and what he did for the game of basketball, and you can appreciate that. And if you can't, then I really don't know what to tell you. You know what I mean? It's just, it's heartbreaking.
It is. It is.
You know what I mean? Like, that's really the that's really the only way you can describe it. You know, I'm sure, and everybody out there's got a Kobe story, I'm sure. And I'm sure there'll be many of those stories spoken over the next days and weeks about Kobe and about what he meant to individual people and players. And, I mean, I'm sure all of that would, you know, that's all going to be discussed, I'm sure.
I don't know. I got a Kobe story. I mean, I just remember when, you know, the Sacramento Kings and Lakers had those ongoing battles.
Yeah.
I remember I was at my mom's house. Just got back in, from my cousin's house or whatnot. Watching the game, and I saw Kobe Bryant hit that buzzer beater to get the Lakers into the finals, and back in 2002. So,
all right. We are going to go back to that. Joining us right now on the phone line. He plays for the Lorain Titans. His name is Seth Wilson. He joins us now. Seth, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Thanks for taking time out of your night to join us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, so let's get right into it, Seth. You guys are off to a good start out there in Lorain. How do you keep it going?
We just continue to work, continue to play together, and try every day to get better and better.
Now, last year you were playing for St. Vincent St. Mary. What was the main reason for you wanting to come back home to Lorain and play?
First off, it was to make it easier on my family. As far as traveling and things like that goes.
Right.
But I also wanted to play for the city as well, though. Because we have a great fan base, a great crowd, and I wanted to be a part of that and experience that as well. And also I wanted to come back and play with my friends, and finish out high school with those guys who I grew up with.
Absolutely. Just to piggyback on that, Seth, can you talk about Lorain, the city, the fans, and what their support means to you guys?
The fans are everything. They come out to every game. They show up, they support us, win, lose, or draw, and they always got our backs. And, when you play for a crowd like that, you want to do well for them and you want to win games for them, and that's what we try to go out there every night and do.
Seth Wilson of the Lorain Titans is our guest. Seth, can you talk about your role as a leader on that team and what that means to you?
You know, being a leader on that team means a lot, you know, because now I feel like I can take what I learned at St. G and, you know, implement it here, you know, that winning culture that they already had, but, you know, just push it a little farther and, you know, help get us to the next level and be as great as we can be.
Now, you have already committed to play basketball for the West Virginia Mountaineers. What was it about West Virginia that made you decide that that's where you wanted to be and that's where you wanted to be home for your college career?
You know, the atmosphere, like I said, you know, playing for a crowd is everything. And, you know, West Virginia, they had that crowd that, you know, you want to play for.
Right.
And that crowd that you want to, you know, be able to feel like it's a family atmosphere. And that's what's there. Also, you know, I love Coach Huggins, and, you know, I just feel like that's the best situation for me and my family as far as school goes.
Now, Coach Huggins obviously is a legendary college coach. How much? I know you said you love Coach Huggins. Was there kind of an awe factor when you first get down there to West Virginia and you come face to face with Coach Huggins? Is there kind of an awe factor there for you?
Definitely. You know, when you get down there, you know, you see the Jerry West statue and all things like that, and then you get to meet Coach Huggins, and you realize, like, man, you know, there's a lot of history right here. This is Preston, Virginia, you know, this is the team that you see on, you know, television, you know, playing in the Big 12, and this is the team that you see pressing a whole bunch and causing turnovers and having a great time to win a game. And, you know, it doesn't really hit you that, you know, that they want you to be a part of that until, you know, they kind of tell you and you kind of realize that you want to be a part of it as well. So there was definitely an awe factor that played into it.
Seth, what was the hardest part about the recruiting process for you? What was the hardest part about that?
The hardest part was telling coaches that I wasn't going to their school. You know, because you definitely never want to you don't want to let anybody down, let alone a coach that, you know, wants you to be a part of their program. And the hardest part was probably picking the school that I felt was the best fit for me and my family, and, you know, saying, you know, I cannot go to your school because this other school is better. That was definitely the hardest part.
Seth Wilson of the Lorain Titans joins us. Seth, can you talk about some of the other schools you had contact with during the recruiting process?
Yeah, Akron, Kent, Ohio University, Bradley University, Penn State, University of UC Davis, yeah, University of California, Davis.
Okay.
Clemson called, Colorado called,
nice.
Just a few schools.
Now I'm going to ask you this, Seth, because it's kind of like a tradition on our show because one of our staff members is an alumni. So I'm going to ask you, did you have any contact at all with Bowling Green?
Bowling Green.
Yes.
Yeah, they had interest in me, but not an offer.
No offers, huh? Okay, no. Eli, explain
Come
yourself.
on, oh my! I gotta get on. I gotta get on that,
boys,
man. I
Eli.
need to talk to my boys.
Talk to your
quick.
people. And Seth, can you talk about your family structure, man, and how they've helped you get to this point?
My family, they just always been a support system. You know, they've always been there for me. You know, win, lose, or draw, it's always a constant love, constant support.
Right.
You know, they've always, you know, sacrificed for me, and that's another thing that I learned. Like, when you play, you got to be able to sacrifice, and, you know, having a great family background and stuff like that, it shows you that, like, you have to be able to commit and sacrifice for those that you love and, you know, you want to do well with as well. So, you know, I definitely played a part also.
And Seth, can you talk about that balance you have to have? Talk about balancing being great on the court, but also being great in the classroom, too, because academics is definitely important. Talk about being great on the court and great in the classroom and how you balance that.
That's definitely important. You know, it's definitely hard, too, because there's times where, you know, you have to know your priorities and, you know, you have to know what comes first. And, you know, it's definitely hard to say, you know, I have to stay home from this workout because, you know, I have to get my schoolwork done or, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, it's definitely hard. But, you know, once you understand, like, you know, you can't do one without the other. You can't play basketball without school. Then, you know, that definitely makes it easier because now you want to, because since you enjoy and love basketball, you make sure that you get that school stuff done. So
absolutely. Listen, Seth, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it. You got one more. Go ahead. You got one more question from Eli. Go ahead.
Hey, Seth, we're going to just have a little fun here. If you were a player on 2K, what would your 2K rating be?
You said what? 2K rating would I be?
Yeah.
I had to say like a 90,
All right.
89, 90 overall.
89, 90. I like that.
All
A little humble. I like that, Seth. I like that. All right, listen, again, Seth, man, we appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. And keep doing what you're doing, man. We'll try to get out to Lorain. I know this season is coming to an end, but we'll try to get out there to cover you guys. And, again, we really appreciate it, man. Good luck to you the rest of the way. We'll keep following you as well, okay?
Okay, thank you for having me. Hey, long live Kobe, man. Long live Kobe.
Long live Kobe, man. You got it, brother.
Right.
Have a good one, bro.
You too.
You got it. Seth Wilson of the Lorain Titans. I should have asked him if he had a Kobe memory. I apologize, Seth. I should have asked him that.
Yeah, but the young bull, actually recognized, Kobe or whatnot. I mean, all these basketball players, all these high school basketball players do. They know about Kobe. They seen, they haven't seen him play, on television, but they go back in on YouTube and watch his old videos and whatnot, highlights. So the young bull, that's a good gesture by the young bull, though.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean it's and I don't. Let's do this real quick because we got Emma Dretke coming up at 7:30. Let's take a real quick break, Eli. Actually, you know what? Let's just stay.
Okay,
let's stay.
All right, cool.
But while we're waiting, let me tell you guys about the good folks at C&B Custom Crafts. C&B Custom Crafts, man, custom-made home decor, wall signs, end tables, coffee tables, cornhole boards, whatever you want. C&B Custom Crafts has got you. Everything is made here in America, right down in Canton. Everything is made out of real wood, so no two signs are the same. If it's on their page, C&B Custom Crafts can make it for you. It can be anything you want on the signs. It can be a sports team, Browns, Cavs, Indians. If you want a tribute to Kobe Bryant, it could be a Kobe Bryant tribute, a personal message, whatever you want. C&B Custom Crafts has got you. Contact Kristen Brook at 330-232-0513. Again, that's C&B Custom Crafts, custom-made products made right here in America, right down in Canton. Contact Kristen Brook, 330-232-0513, C&B Custom Crafts. Shout out to everybody on my live feed. Shout out to my brother Derek. What's up, Kristen? Lynn, what's going on? My sister Kanaya. Hey, sis, how you doing? I love you. So Emma Dretke of the Jackson Polar Bears will be coming up here in just a couple of minutes at 7:30. We'll talk to Emma. And, it's just, man, again, I don't know how I can really just put it into words. You know what I mean?
Can't.
It's like it's not something that you can be like, okay, I'm going to say this about it because I'm still processing it myself. You know what I mean? When I think, I think Kobe Bryant, I think greatness. And when you lose one of the greats, it's like, appreciate that, Derek, man. Thank you, brother. When you think about Kobe Bryant, it's like, it's Kobe Bryant.
Right.
It's just not something that I think, again, basketball fans, even casual sports fans know who Kobe Bryant is. His name, his face, it's recognizable worldwide. Like, Kobe Bryant can't walk down the street unnoticed.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, he couldn't. That probably sounded bad. I apologize if it did. You know what I mean? He was Kobe. He was the Mamba. When you talked about killer instinct on the basketball court, it was Kobe Bryant.
Right.
That was one of the first names that came up. When somebody would say, who's got that killer instinct, that mentality, that, I'll dunk on my mama mentality to get the win, it was Kobe Bryant. That was it. And there were a lot of people out there who said, man, and I was one of them. I was one of the people out there who said, man, if you, and not that I don't think LeBron James has a killer mentality, because I do think he has it, but it's not Kobe. You know what I mean? Like I always said, if you gave LeBron James Kobe Bryant's mentality, he'd be unstoppable. If you had LeBron James' physical talents with Kobe Bryant's mentality, forget about it. He'd be absolutely unstoppable. And so when you talk about losing All right, we'll come back to that. Joining us right now on the phone line, she plays for the Jackson Polar Bears. Her name is Emma Dretke. She joins us right now on the show. Emma, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
We're good. Thanks for taking time out of the evening to join us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
No problem at all. And now I should say she plays for the Jackson Polar Bears, the newly crowned Federal League champion Jackson Polar Bears. How's it feel, Emma, to get that title on you guys' belt?
Oh, it feels awesome. My whole team, we've been all working so hard for this, and it just really shows how much we've been working. It's awesome.
In your opinion, Emma, what was the key to you guys getting to this point?
Really, I just think our team, we're very unselfish. We will pass up open shots for an even better shot than what we have. I just think we work so hard as a team.
Mm-hmm.
We're very team. We're there for each other, and we just care about the team, and we're very unselfish. So I think that was the main thing that has really helped us get to this spot.
Emma, can you talk about the challenge of having the responsibilities that you do on the team, even though you're one of the younger players on the team?
Yeah. So, I mean, I wouldn't really call it, I don't feel overwhelmed or anything, but, I do take a responsibility. I try to always, if somebody's down during the game, I always try to lift them up. And it's just kind of because I know I have other teammates there that will help me, too. So I think I just kind of keep my composure. I don't get down. I try to keep everyone uplifted. Even if we're not playing so well, I try to keep everyone uplifted.
Now, again, you're one of the younger players on the team there. Have you been playing? You've been playing since you were a freshman, correct? You've been playing varsity since you were a freshman, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're now. Are you going through the recruiting process yet? Have you talked to any schools, anything like that? Is moving on as far as moving on to the next level, or is that something you're not really thinking about right now?
Yes, I am. I have one offer. I have one D1 offer right now, and I've been talking to coaches and stuff. So, yeah, I have been going through the recruiting process and stuff.
Can you talk about, Emma, the importance of the little things, like when Coach Butch opens up the gym every Sunday night for you guys to come in and get some work, even though it's a Sunday night you don't have to, but you guys go anyway. How does that help build team camaraderie and help bring you guys closer?
That helps a ton. We're shooting so good this season. Our last game, we shot 60-some%. We're shooting so good. I think really that we're going into doing the extras, going to practice 20 minutes early, and we're really realizing how much it affects us in the game. So I think one person does it, just for example, Taylor Mikesell started all of this for us, but we just saw how good she was, how she could shoot, how much she improved just from working so hard. So we kind of looked up to her, and we're like, if we want to win Federal League, we all need to do this. So I mean, it just helped us so much, and we just realized how much of an impact it is when we play.
Emma Dretke of the Jackson Polar Bears is our guest. Emma, how do you balance being excellent on the court with being excellent in the classroom as well? I know it's a big challenge for student athletes. How do you balance the two and still find time for yourself?
I mean, I make sure I put my school first. If I have homework, we shoot during 8th period every day too. But if I have homework, I'll do my homework first, and then I'll shoot. I just make sure I do my school first and stay focused on my schools first always, and then basketball. So just balancing the two, really.
What's your favorite subject in school at the moment?
Probably English right now. I like English.
Okay. All right. See, I'm with that. She would have said math, and I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I'm not good
yeah.
at math. Emma, can you talk about your family and how their support has helped you get to this point right now?
Yeah, my family's so supportive. They're always there for me. They got my games. All my grandparents they all come to my games. My grandparents' friends come. I have at least 15 people come to each one of my games. So it's just they've always been there for me. My parents, my sister, they've come to every single one of my games. They always push me, and they let me do the extras like AAU, training. They let me do the extras so I can get better. So it's really helped me.
All right, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit here, Emma. Are your parents very vocal at the games, and are there times you wish they weren't so vocal at the games?
At times maybe a little bit, but I would say maybe after the game a little bit. But really who's vocal is my grandparents. They would be yelling and stuff.
Nice.
But not really my parents as much.
Nice. All right, Emma, what would it mean to you personally to bring a championship to Jackson?
Oh, it would mean so much. It would just help uplift this program even more than what it has been. It would be so awesome. So awesome. It would really be the best thing in my life right now. That would be so cool.
Hey, Emma, it's Eli out here. I just want to ask you one question. We're going to just have a little fun here. If you were a player on NBA 2K, what would your 2K rating be?
I would give myself a solid 89.
Okay.
I don't know, probably around there.
That's 289.
All right, there you go. Yeah.
And we'll try to get you out of here on this, Emma. I'm sure you've heard the news. Do you have a favorite Kobe Bryant memory?
Probably when Kobe was playing LeBron and LeBron was guarding him and LeBron like patted onto the ground and was like, it was during the All-Star game.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, listen, Emma, thank you so much again for taking time out of your night. We really appreciate it. Congratulations to you and the whole Polar Bear squad on your Federal League championship, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the playoffs. Thanks again so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
No problem. We'll catch up with you again down the road, all right?
Okay, bye.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Emma Dretke of the Jackson Polar Bears joined us. Federal League champs. I think that's the first Federal League championship that they've won in a while.
Really?
It's been a long time, I think, since their girls basketball team won a Federal League champion. I think it's been a long time since they won. I'll double check, but I think it's been a while. All right, so let's do this. Now let's go ahead. Let's take a quick break. We'll kind of reset. We'll get our thoughts together. We'll come back, and then we'll talk some more. Obviously, the big story of the day, basketball icon, basketball legend, Los Angeles Laker for life, Kobe Bryant, dead today at the age of 41 as a result of a helicopter crash. He and his daughter, Gianna. So, we'll come back. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and we'll talk some more about it. So, Eli, what's the name of the song?
The name of the song is fitting for this situation with Kobe Bryant. The name of the song is called Angels by William Beats. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show on One Unit Media Network.
We'll be back in a sec. Rest in peace, Kobe.
William Murder in the beat. 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 murder in the beat. Where your murder in the beat.
This is T.J. Carey, defensive back for the Cleveland Browns, and you're tuned in to the Quiet Brothers Sports Show.
All right, welcome back to the show. Nope, sorry, hold on. Sorry. Trying to do something here on my phone. All right, okay, trying to send this off. Oh, that's why. I think we're going to be getting a call here from Phil in just a second, and I know Phil's a huge basketball fan, so we'll talk to him about what happened about Kobe Bryant. Again, it's no way to.
It's surreal.
Yeah, it is surreal, and we'll do the best we can to get. I don't think to get through it, but it's just again, it's a hard thing to process. It's a hard thing to process at the moment. It's a hard thing to process, and you want to talk about other things, but this is the sports world. This is the entire sports world right now. And someone was saying, "Oh, maybe they should have canceled the games." I don't know if they should have canceled the games,
but they will do. The NBA is going to do.
They'll do some kind of tribute. Yeah. I don't think Kobe would have wanted them to cancel the games tonight. I don't think Kobe would have wanted that. I think Kobe would have wanted them to play on, and that's easy to say. I just knowing the competitor that Kobe was, I think Kobe would have wanted them. Kobe would have been like, "Nah, don't stop the games because of me." I feel comfortable in saying that he would have felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
He would have said, "Nah, don't cancel the games on my account. Go ahead and play. Best way you can honor me is by playing hard." And I think that's what Kobe would have wanted. It's just like I said, it's a hard thing to process because you talk about one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. And I know some of y'all as weird as this sounds to say, some of you guys might be tired of this already. But you have to understand how this is huge. This is huge news.
Right. Look at the way he impacted the game, man. Again,
in 100 years, when they tell the story of professional basketball, that story can't be told adequately and properly without Kobe Bryant being in it. It can't be. You can't skip over and gloss over Kobe Bryant's career. It's not possible. So in 100 years, when I'm gone, when Eli's gone, when my kids are gone, you can't tell the story without him. All right, so we're going to go to the phone line right now, and join us on the phone line is the third member of the trio, Phil Rucker. Phil, what's up?
What's good with y'all?
Man, it's crazy, man. Crazy. It's a tough day today, man. Tough day.
So I literally was on my way between jobs when I saw it on Twitter, and I was just like, nah, that can't be real. Like, you see so much stuff on Twitter that you're just like, some of the stuff, and I saw a little bit of it was TMZ, but, you just so many people have done that over the times, like, oh, such and such passed, and you're like, nah, they really didn't. But I was literally scrolling, and Twitter site just crashed. I mean, it literally stopped working. I couldn't get in. I couldn't do anything. And, it went around the store. People were talking about, people were literally stopped in the aisles
Yep.
to talk about it. Like, yo, I can't believe this just happened. And one of my coworkers told me, they were like, man, I don't know. Like, I wonder was his daughter with him. And then, 20 minutes went past and somebody told me, like, Gigi was in the helicopter too. I was like, man,
Yep.
this is absolute bonkers.
It's
I
crazy.
can't, I'm still shocked.
Me
I
too.
can't believe it.
I think we all are to an extent. I think we're all still shocked.
Right,
I think, like I said, man, we're talking about one of the 5 greatest players to ever play the game of basketball when we're talking about Kobe Bryant. That's what we're talking about. So when people say, is it, I've heard somebody say, well, is it that serious? Yes, it's that serious.
Yes.
It is. This is Kobe Bryant. I can't believe. I told Eli, I said, this would be sad if it was Brian Scalabrine. No disrespect to Brian Scalabrine. This would be sad if it was Brian Scalabrine. This is Kobe Bryant we're talking about, who's no longer with us.
This is literally, especially for, for people of our generation, this is literally, one of our icons. This man has a mass following of fans that are just literally identify themselves as Kobe fans, not to mention Laker Nation.
Yep.
And guys, we were literally just talking about this man last night when LeBron passed him.
Yep.
We literally just, we saw his tweets last night. We saw him last night. He put out a statement last night, and for him just to be gone in that instant, the very next day is just.
His last tweet was a tweet congratulating LeBron on passing him, which is just, and you don't have to be a Laker fan. If you're a basketball fan, this hurts. This hurts, and I know people are gonna. Some people might think that that's an exaggeration, but if you're a basketball fan, this one hurts bad. Because again, it's Kobe. Like, this is one of the, and just like I said, like I was saying to Eli right before you called in 100 years, when they tell the story of the game of basketball, you can't tell that story without Kobe Bryant. It's impossible. You can't tell that story without Kobe Bryant. You just can't. And for him to not be here anymore is, to me right now, like, my head, I'm still not processing it, Phil. I don't know what to say because I can't process it.
I really don't. I just, like, I keep thinking back, like, this was, like, I remember Jordan's Bulls and I remember the early Cavs. And don't get me wrong, I've always been a Cavs fan.
Yep.
I love the Cavs to death. But those Shaq and Kobe Lakers were really the first team that I really, like, oh my God, I have to watch this team. Like, I was young when Michael Jordan, was doing his thing. So it wasn't like that serious for me. I was like, I understood, everybody hated Jordan, everybody wanted to watch it. But when you come into your own, like, you come into the knowledge and the comprehension of watching a super team, that team sticks with you. So I always remember Kobe and Shaq's Lakers, and I'm just like, that was only like 20 years ago, man. Kobe, I know they always say that, like, God makes no mistakes, but man, Kobe shouldn't be gone this young, man. We don't even get to get an acceptance speech for his Hall of Fame ceremony. Like, that is mind blowing to me.
Like, Kobe, when you think about all, and I just start rattling off, like, LeBron, Anthony Davis, Zion, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Dame, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, all those guys grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant. And that's just 10 names. I just rattled off 10 names. 10 of the greatest players in the game today. Just those guys grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant. And to say the words Kobe Bryant is gone is something that's just like, I almost can't say it.
It's insane. And you know what, as much as I love Kobe and everything, it just broke my heart when they told me Gigi was on the helicopter too. I was just like, man.
Again, let's not forget that. Let's not forget his daughter Gianna. Let's not forget his wife Vanessa. Let's not forget. I think he has 3 other children. Yeah. Let's not forget them, because yes, we as basketball fans lost a huge part of our sports fandom growing up, coming up, and watching Kobe. But they lost a husband and a father and a sister. So let's not forget Vanessa and the rest of Kobe's kids and the rest of his family as well, because they lost something much more important to them than what we did. So let's not forget them either. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to we're trying to do the best we can, and again, no, we didn't know Kobe personally, and we never met Kobe and none of that stuff. But that doesn't really matter. Like if you're a basketball fan and you're a casual sports fan, you know who Kobe Bryant is. You know how big Kobe Bryant is.
Well, my sister was saying to me when I was talking on the phone with her earlier. She said, "Well, I mean, we grew up watching Kobe. It's like when he passed, it's like a member of the family passed away.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is. That I feel like even because when musicians pass away and just certain people you grew up like this is not to sound funny and not to but we idolize these people. We grew up watching these people. And we may not know them personally, but this is something that's near and dear to people's hearts. Like people that love the Lakers. Like I can't post up the Laker Nation right now. Like I know they have to be torn right now. Like this is crazy. This is like I don't.
Yeah.
For Cleveland, it would just be like God willing, but it'd be like if LeBron suddenly just dropped dead. Like that's just. Yeah. It's just that bad. It's horrible.
Yep. And if you're a Laker fan, you have a really heavy heart today. But everybody right now is in a small way we're all Laker Nation because we all feel this one.
Yeah.
All of us sports fans, especially us diehard sports fans, we love sports. We love the competition of sports. And Kobe was all about the competition of the game. And we just. This hurts. This hurts for all of us. And man, it's going to be a tough week coming up. And this is the week before the Super Bowl, but I think for the majority of this week, the dominating story in the news will be the passing of Kobe Bryant, and as it should be. I think even the Super Bowl can take a back seat to Kobe Bryant passing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's crazy. And not that they weren't going to be anyway, but I'm sure the number, or I'm sure that they already retired 24, didn't they? Did they retire?
They retired both of them.
Yeah,
so they've already been retired. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I just again, if that's your thing, man, throw one up for his family. That's all I can really say because it's a tough loss, man. Hey. Phil, man, we miss you here on the show, man. Come back, Phil.
Come on, Phil.
Man, look, let me tell y'all something, and hopefully they not listening, because Amazon like to hack people, and Amazon fired somebody for saying something bad about Amazon on Twitter and online and everything. So, but let me just say this, boy, it is like kindergarten in here, man. Mm-hmm. When I tell you these people are writing people up for being on their phones. We can't even touch our phones in the back room, Kev. I got to get out. It feel like we in prison in here,
man.
God.
Yeah, you got to get away from that, man. We need a third member of the trio back, man.
You,
for sure.
I feel y'all.
Hey, Phil, man. Look, man, I appreciate you coming through and calling. I know you're a huge basketball fan. We're gonna have Tim Kelly on at 8:15, so make sure you check the replay.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely because he'll definitely be able to put it in this perspective, especially since, and I forgot about that too. That Philly is Kobe's hometown. So yeah, I forgot all about that. So yeah, he'll definitely be able to put into some perspective, man. This is just crazy, man.
All right, Phil, we got to get out for the 8 o'clock guest, man. We appreciate it, though. Thanks for calling in, man. Stay strong, bro. Stay strong.
Love y'all, man. Bye.
All right, Phil. Peace. That's Phil Rucker calling in, third member of the trio. Yeah, man, it's like I said, it's sad, man. We'll definitely miss him, man. All right, so let's do this. Take a quick break. We'll come back at 8 o'clock. We are scheduled to talk to Tahj Staveskie from the Sandusky Blue Streaks. We'll see how it goes. And at 8:15, Tim Kelly will join us. We'll talk more Kobe Bryant. And sometime during this show, we'll maybe recap the probe a little bit. We'll preview Super Bowl 54. We're still debating on whether or not we're going to have a show next Sunday because of the Super Bowl, but we'll talk about that. We'll let you guys know on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All right, Eli, name of the song.
Name of the song is called Mask On by On the Track Beat. This is the Quad Brothers Sports Show on One Unit Media Network.
Yep. All right, welcome back to the show. Shout out to everybody on my Facebook Live feed, man. Shout out to everybody on there. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Tahj Staveskie from the Sandusky Blue Streaks is supposed to be calling us at 8 o'clock. And we will talk to Tahj about his season. And also, you know, we'll probably talk to him a little bit about Kobe Bryant as well. So we'll talk to Tahj. So there were some other things going on today. They did play the Pro Bowl today.
Yes. A meaningless game.
No, Griff, you know what? We haven't talked about it yet. We're going to talk about it maybe a little bit. We got a guest coming up here probably about a minute or so if he calls in. We'll talk to him. So I don't really know what happened. Somebody just called it Pro Bowl whack, so I don't know what happened today. All I know is that Russell Wilson gave his starting spot to Drew Brees. I know that, but I didn't see the Pro Bowl. We were actually at we were at Brush High School, man. We were at the Chet Mason Invitational out of Brush High School, so we did not get to see any of the Pro Bowl or anything like that. We haven't really checked up on it, obviously, because of what's going on with Kobe Bryant. The Pro Bowl is so far down the radar right now. Is we haven't even talked about it yet. So we'll have to get caught up on that. But I don't know. Somebody fill us in what happened. I don't know what happened at the Pro Bowl. That's not honestly. I haven't really. I don't remember the last time I really actually watched the Pro Bowl.
I don't know either.
You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't watched the Pro Bowl, and it's been a while since I watched the Pro Bowl. So I don't know. But according to my man Griff, it was whack.
It was.
Did you see it?
I mean, I was listening on the radio.
So what happened? Do you know what happened that made it whack? What happened, Griff? I don't know what happened. Yeah, you're right, Pat. Man, it is a sad day. Sad day. With the loss of Kobe Bryant. Oh, he said just play flag football. So I guess there wasn't a lot of tackling going on.
Oh, God.
You know,
why do they still have the Pro Bowl? I mean, they just should
because
have
it
the
brings them
skills.
money.
They just had a skills competition. That's it. At least that's entertaining.
I would almost, you know what? I would almost be okay with that. I would almost be okay with them just having a skills competition and not playing a Pro Bowl.
I mean, you can still be called a Pro Bowler, you know.
Yeah.
But don't play
Or,
the game.
they still give out the All-Pro Awards, right? They still give out the All-Pro Awards. So they still give out the All-Pro Awards. You can still do that. You can still give out the All-Pro Awards and I guess just not really play the Pro Bowl. Because honestly, I don't think the players in the Pro Bowl really care that much about the Pro Bowl.
No.
The AFC won 38-33.
Don't they win money or something? Or
do they win money? I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna. Yeah, at this point, I wonder if it's not time to shut it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe it's time to shut it down and just say, okay, no more Pro Bowl. We'll just name our All-Pro team, and that way you guys don't have to worry about anything and all that. He said there was no tackling at all. They just grab with two hands and they blow the whistle. Come on now. Nah,
they didn't even have kickoffs.
Come on, man. Nah, that's ridiculous, man. Come on now. That's ridiculous. If you're gonna do that, then just kill it. Just kill it. If that's how you're gonna do it. Because then really you're taking away from the spirit of football. And I get some players out there don't want to get hurt. I get that. I would rather have them not play at all than play and half-ass it. I really would. Just don't play at all then. If that's what we're doing now, if we're just grabbing guys and then okay, you're down. We're gonna have to tackle you. Then just don't play it. Kill the game, name the All-Pro team, have some kind of skills competition or something like that, even though you can still get hurt doing that.
Yeah.
So just kill it then.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is, the NFL don't want to lose that money because whether we like the game or not, it makes money for the NFL. They still sell tickets to that game. I bet you them tickets ain't cheap either. So, I don't know. Still waiting on Tahj Staveskie. I don't know if he's going to call. If he calls, fine. If he doesn't call, I don't know. So we're waiting on Tahj. I know Tim Kelly's going to call at 8:15. We'll talk to Tim Kelly. But yeah, no. If that's how they're going to do it, then don't even play it. Griff said he got more out of the dodgeball game they played during the skills challenge. Yeah, I mean, I'm almost glad I didn't see it. Again, I haven't watched the Pro Bowl. It's been a while since I watched the Pro Bowl. I remember a few years back they were thinking about killing because the players got crushed for not trying, for not competing. The players got crushed for it.
You know what? According to Twitter, we are missing a good game at the Chet Mason Classic Invitational. The score between the Lutheran East Falcons and Rhodes Rams is 58-56. And it's just 4.5 seconds left on the clock.
Okay. No question. Yeah, and I'm sorry, we wanted to say for the whole thing, man, but we had other scheduling commitments this morning that we couldn't make it there for the very beginning. And we wanted to, but we did want to come out and show love for Coach Mason and show love for the young men that are there at the Chet Mason Invitational. There's some good players at that team. Some players that are on their way to some of the best schools at the next level.
Yeah.
Duke and Michigan State and all that. And so we wanted to come out there and show love. And it was kind of like in a maybe kind of sort of official capacity. Really, for the most part we were just taking in the atmosphere. And I got to see Coach Mason right before that St. Ed's game, St. Ed's and Aspire game kicked off. And I just talked to him, thanked him for having us out there. We really appreciate it. We wanted to come out and show love, support. So I was glad we were able to do that, and so we look forward to it, man. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate you having us out there, and thank you to the whole Brush Athletics family, man. Thanks for having us out there. We really appreciate it. So yeah, and we really look forward to that. So let me just say this real quick. I don't know yet. All I'm going to say is that we're thinking about it. Possibly baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Okay? I don't want to guarantee anything, but I think we might try our hand at baseball this spring.
Yes.
And we'll see how that goes. So right now I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just putting it out there. That's a possibility. We may try baseball and see what happens there. I would like to try that. I've been wanting to try that for a couple of years now, and I think we might be able to do it. So we'll see on that. So it looks like Tahj Staveskie is not going to be called in. I'm not sure what happened, but it is what it is. Tim Kelly will be calling in at 8:15, and we'll talk to Tim. And again, obviously the big story today is Kobe Bryant and his passing. And we'll talk to Tim about that. So no, I did not get to see the Pro Bowl, but it looks like I'm glad I didn't. It looks like I didn't miss anything.
You never miss anything.
Yeah, do you really though? Again, do you really miss anything?
Lamar Jackson won the MVP.
Lamar Jackson was the MVP. Offense was the MVP of the game.
It was the Pro Bowl.
Well, but it's the Pro Bowl. So again,
me, Kev, with Lamar Jackson.
What?
Me, Kev, with Lamar Jackson.
You should stop that. You should stop hating on Lamar Jackson. I know I get either Raven and all that, but you get that young man as props.
That's because I wanted Lamar Jackson.
I have not seen. And I'm just talking about in certain Facebook groups that I'm in, like football groups and stuff like that. I have not seen so much hate against a young man for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
I mean, the skill. If you saw him in the skills competition with that accuracy, thing,
I don't really care about that.
He didn't really hit anything.
I don't really care about
saying.
The skills. I don't care about that. I care about what he did this season. I care that he completed 62% of his passes.
Okay, well, let me ask you this:
over 3,000 yards, 36 touchdowns.
Let me ask you this: Can he do it again next year?
He's already done it 2 years in a row. What do you want? He's got to do it every single year.
I mean, if he's good like they say he is,
can we get Baker Mayfield to do something significant? How about that? How about that? How about getting Baker Mayfield to do something significant? Let's try that out for a second. Can we do that? Can Stefanski get Baker Mayfield to stop acting like a jerk and actually play some football this season? Can we do that? How about that?
I'm gonna sip on my lemonade.
Yeah, sip your lemonade. Go ahead, sip your lemonade. I'm just and look, man, I get it. Browns fans don't like the Ravens and yada. I get that. But I think he's answered all the credit. I saw some. If we're gonna get to the point where we're trying to discredit Lamar Jackson off of a skills competition at the Pro Bowl, I mean, that's just hate right there. You just hating at this. At that point, you hating. And yeah, the Ravens were 14-2, and yeah, they went out in the first round.
Yeah, they did.
But I think Lamar Jackson's going to get there. Every great has to take his lumps. You think John Elway just came in and immediately started going to the Super Bowl?
I didn't say that. I'm just saying.
John Elway came in. He was drafted in '83, and the Broncos' first Super Bowl was '86, I believe, against the Giants. And what happened? John Elway lost. And then a couple of years later, I think in '88, it was Denver and San They put up 10 points, Denver did in that game. Niners had 55. All the greats have to take their lumps. LeBron took his.
Yeah, but LeBron went on to win a title.
He did. LeBron. He's only been in the league 2 years. LeBron. He's only been in the league 2 years. 2 years, 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah. Well, something I am happy about is King Aaron 12 is not going. Well,
yeah. I mean, but that
court jester.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, King Aaron the 12th is he's out. Yeah, I think Aaron Rodgers will be back though.
No, he won't.
Drew Brees is talking about retiring possibly.
Why?
Because what has he got to prove? What left he's got to prove?
Well, yeah, you got that.
You know what I mean? He's got a Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah.
He's broken many records. He's got the all-time passing yardage record. Is that what he got?
Yeah.
And does he have a touchdown record too? Right? I think he beat Peyton Manning.
Yeah, he beat Peyton Manning.
So what more does Drew? So if Drew Brees retired this offseason, listen, there's no doubt Drew Brees is the first ballot Hall of Famer. What else does he got to prove?
And Eli Manning is the first ballot Hall of Famer too. He got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, you know what, Griff? I know. Griff, I don't know what they try. No, I wouldn't. Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield. It's not even close. Somebody tried to say that. I saw it. It was on. I think it was a Facebook post from 92.3 The Fan. They were actually trying to make some kind of comparison between Baker Mayfield and Patrick Mahomes. Baker Mayfield ain't nowhere near Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I got it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Wow.
Baker Mayfield ain't nowhere near Patrick Mahomes. He's not even in the same universe as Patrick Mahomes. Period. This ain't Oklahoma anymore. Baker Mayfield was the man in Oklahoma. What Baker Mayfield needs to do is come into camp in shape. That's what he needs to do.
I think he's gonna come into camp.
Okay.
In shape,
yeah. All right.
I believe
all right.
it. I got to believe it can.
He better. You know what else needs to happen? If he's still here, Odell Beckham needs to be in Berea during OTAs.
Well, he just had that surgery with his core.
He had core surgery. Yeah, that's right. You're right. So he'll be out for a while.
Well, Jarvis Landry didn't have the surgery. He didn't need the surgery.
Well,
so
when
he was at the Pro Bowl.
Well, when he's ready, when he's ready, Odell Beckham needs to be in Berea, getting in work with Baker. Because remember, he didn't come in last year, and what happened? They were never on the same page. Even though he had over 1,000 yards, him and Baker, it didn't seem like him and Baker were on the same page. So Odell Beckham needs to be here next when he's ready and he's healthy. He can get back to practicing. He needs to be here in Berea, not out in California working out on his own. He needs to be here in Berea.
You know what the Browns need to do as a whole organization? Get a damn GM.
Can you get a GM, Cleveland? How is it that you don't have a GM in place? And so you didn't have a GM or your coach at the Senior Bowl. One of the most important games for NFL teams, the Senior Bowl.
They did have Elliott Wolf and
great.
Alonzo Highsmith.
Great. Elliott Wolf and Alonzo Highsmith were there. Great. Fantastic.
They're scouts, I mean.
Okay, are they? But here's the thing. When they get a new GM, what if that new GM says, you know what? Elliott Wolf and Alonzo Highsmith, nah, I don't really want them here. Let's go and get them out of here.
What I don't understand is how come they haven't looked at Elliott Wolf as the GM?
Because they want Andrew Berry, and Peyton from Minnesota already said no. So if Andrew Berry says no, then they're screwed.
Hire within.
How is Kevin Stefanski not at the Senior Bowl? That's what I want to know. How is Kevin Stefanski not at the Senior Bowl? What is Kevin Stefanski doing that's more important than going down to the Senior Bowl and scouting out new talent?
How do you know he's not scouting out new talent, man?
He wasn't at the Senior Bowl.
Okay.
All right. We're going to come back to that. Join us right now on the phone line. An impromptu guest. I messaged him like 2 hours ago. He was gracious enough to come in. He's a friend of this show, Down by Law. His name is Tim Kelly. Tim, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Tough day for everyone, I'm sure. But thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no question, man. We had to have you. I wanted to have you on sooner, but this made it even more important. And, yeah, it is a tough day. A tough day whether you're a Laker fan or not. If you're just a basketball fan, with the passing of Kobe Bryant. Tim, I almost can't put it in the words. What about you?
Yeah, it's really difficult to comprehend. And again, just shout out to you guys, Reggie and Phil and Eli also, and Happy New Year. We can still say that. But you look at it in the human terms and just the enormity. You guys are family men. You know, Kevin, you were about the same age as Kobe, if I'm not mistaken. You have a daughter, I think, about the same age as Gianna. And it's almost incomprehensible to see a family just ripped apart, you know, where a dad is taking his daughter to coach her in a basketball game, and this is how it ends. And when you factor in, you know, what he meant to the game and what he meant as just a cultural icon, transcending the game. It's really, really hard to accept. And, you know, having been the beneficiary of seeing him play so many times and just having the experience of watching such a genius on the basketball court, to have him gone this early at the age of 41, it's just really hard to accept.
Now, did you ever? I don't know. Did you ever get to see him play when he was at Lower Merion? Did you ever get to see him play then?
I saw him play on TV at Lower Merion. I did not see him play high school live, but you know, what I did see was you know, the reaction of people who knew him. A very good friend of mine worked out at a sporting club in downtown Philly where there were some pretty upscale pickup games. And upscale is probably the wrong word, but very high talent pickup games when Kobe was still in high school. And it wasn't just that he would dominate those games against older guys, which you might expect of a guy that talented and, you know, with that amount of hype. But what they all told me was that just how hard he worked. It wasn't just that he dominated. He just worked so hard at trying to get better all the time. And, you know, that was something that was exhibited, you know, at a very, very early age.
Yeah, and you know, I've been saying all day, and since we've been doing this show, 100 years from now, Tim, when they're telling the story of basketball, not just here in America, but worldwide, you cannot tell that story at all and have it be anywhere near accurate if you leave Kobe Bryant out of it. That's how big he was, and that's how much he meant to the game. And all of your stars today, your LeBrons, your ADs, your Kyries, your Chris Pauls, your Russells, your Stephs, they all looked up to Kobe Bryant, and it's crazy to think to myself that Kobe Bryant is no longer with us. Yes.
And you know, the irony, I guess that's the word, that LeBron would pass him, you know, as number 3 all time at his hometown, you know, Wells Fargo Center in Philly. To have that happen in Philly, and just the way I watched that game last night, the whole game, and you know, to see LeBron have Kobe's name on his sneakers, and you know, the message to you know, I think he had you know, Mamba Forever or something like that on his sneakers. And after he passed him, they stopped the game, and the Philadelphia fans, once again showing their knowledge, you know, gave him a huge ovation, And after the game, all LeBron wanted to do was talk about Kobe. He didn't want to talk about himself. And I think that is a perfect illustration of a guy who, in my mind, passed Kobe, not just, you know, on the scoring list, but he also passed him in terms of being one of the greatest ever, in my mind. And I put Kobe probably, you know, close to being on Mount Rushmore himself.
Right.
But for a guy, wearing the Lakers colors now, and appreciating that history and what Kobe meant to the game, and it almost choked me up at the time. And this was prior to what happened today.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just kind of crazy in Philly, where Kobe spent a great deal of his childhood.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, can you give us just a small taste of what the vibe has been in Philadelphia since the news got out that he passed?
Well, it's like everywhere else, just the shock and disbelief, and it almost doesn't matter, what happened in terms of the crash.
Yeah.
It's just the enormity of the loss, and I think that's pretty much universal, in every city and all over the world, really, because basketball has become such a global phenomenon,
right.
and Kobe Bryant had a lot to do with that. But what I can say is here's how Philadelphia Kobe is. And so, some Philly fans, took it kind of hard that he sort of became an LA guy, and they would maybe call him a sellout or something like that,
right.
Which I don't believe for a second. But Kobe, had he gone to college, he probably would have gone to LaSalle University, where his dad played.
Okay.
And there were rumors that that deal was already in place, that his dad had a job at LaSalle, if Kobe were to go there. And but what's Philly famous for besides the Liberty Bell and Ben Franklin and Wilt Chamberlain? It's famous for cheesesteaks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a cheesesteak joint in Roxborough, which is where Kobe's dad grew up.
Okay.
And the name of the joint is Chubby's. And Chubby happens to be Kobe Bryant's uncle.
Wow.
Chubby is married to Pam Bryant. That would be Kobe's mom.
Uh-huh.
Chubby is married to Pam's sister.
Right.
And Chubby also played at Villanova, so he was quite a basketball player himself. But if you ask any Philadelphia person, the best place to get a cheesesteak in the top 5 is always going to be Chubby's in Roxborough, and that's how Philadelphia Kobe Bryant is. So he was a Philly guy through and through, and we're very proud to have claimed him as one of our own, in a city that has as strong of a basketball heritage as any place you'll ever find.
Let me ask you this question, and this is a question, and this will be something you're just going to purely speculate on, but I'm interested to know your opinion. If Kobe Bryant does not get traded to the Lakers and he stays with the Charlotte Hornets, is he Kobe Bryant top 5 all time, or do you think not?
If you really force me to make that call, I would probably have to say no. The Lakers is such an iconic franchise, but at the same time, I don't think Kobe ever intended to play for the Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
I think there would have been some kind of a holdout or something. I think he always wanted to play for, either the Lakers or the Knicks, or someplace where, he could use that NBA platform for things other than just being a great basketball player. But Jay Williams, who played for the Bulls,
yep,
and is now an analyst, I heard him interviewed earlier in the day, and he was talking about going to a game against the Lakers, and he was going to shoot around for a little bit before the game, and he went out on the gym floor, and the gym was empty, except down the other end of the court was Kobe Bryant working out. And he said Kobe was working at a feverish pace, and then Jay Williams worked out very hard for almost an hour. And then he went and he sat down and he looked over, and Kobe was still going at the exact same pace he was going at when he first walked into the gym. And later on, after the game, Jay went up to Kobe and he said, that kind of just blew my mind, that you were working so hard. And Kobe told him, well, that was because I saw you walk into the gym and I was not going to stop working out until you stopped working out, because I wanted to send you a message that nobody is going to outwork me.
Wow.
And that's just the mindset that he had as far as working on his game.
Yep.
And, I came on this show previously, and I think I told you guys that for me, I always thought Kobe as a basketball player was better than Michael Jordan. And that if I were choosing up sides in a pickup game and I had to make that selection between either guy in their prime, I'm going to take Kobe. And he's not much better, but I think overall he just had a little bit more at both ends of the court, just in terms of pure talent. Maybe not as good at selling sneakers, maybe not as good at selling Gatorade or selling the game, but pretty good in those areas also. But between those lines, he was just a cold-blooded scoring machine, defensive ace, made everyone around him better. And, the 5 NBA championships speak for themselves, including 2 after Shaq left the Lakers for the Heat. So, and that was something that was very important to Kobe also, to make that statement that, he wasn't the second banana to Shaq. And he certainly proved that.
And I'll probably put you on the spot again here, Tim, but do you yourself have a favorite Kobe memory?
Well, there's so many of them, but everyone's been talking about his last game, which was a 60-point game, and just coming back for that last season after he got hurt and decided he didn't want to go out that way. He wanted to go out on his own terms, and show people that he was still at the top of his game when he went out. But I will take his 81-point game, which occurred in 2006 against the Raptors. And, he was just incredible in that game. I actually jotted down a couple of the stats. He was 28 for 46 from the field.
Right.
He was 7 for 13 from beyond the arc.
Wow.
He was 18 of 20 free throws. And also during that game, this streak was broken, but he was in a streak of 62 straight made free throws. So, it was just an incredible performance. I think at the time it was the second highest scoring game in NBA history, behind Wilt's 100-point game.
Yep.
And he could have had 100 in that game, but he got off to a relatively slow start in the first half. And it was really the second half where, and I'd have to look at it by quarters, but he probably had over 50 points in the second half of that game. So, that for me probably, and you guys know what a huge Wilt guy I am.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And I never thought that 100-point game would ever even be approached. And he certainly did it that night, and really could have threatened to break it had he, had a little bit of a better first half in that game. So that's the game that I would point to.
It's crazy to think that game was almost 15 years ago. That's mind blowing, and it's still so vivid in people's memory. So just what more can you say about him? He was one of the greats. And Tim, man, I appreciate you on such short notice.
Yes, sir.
Coming through and
guys,
sharing
listen,
some time with us.
It's always a pleasure. I love Cleveland, and Cleveland and Philly have a lot in common. And you guys do a great job. And I know it's a tough night for anyone who's not just a basketball fan, but someone who appreciates, family, caring, doing the right things. just his every way that he carried himself, he was a credit to himself, to his family, to the game, and just humanity in general. And it's just such just a horrible tragedy. And it's, of course, his daughter and the other occupants of that plane that we still don't know all of the identities. There may actually be other family members that haven't been confirmed yet. So we don't know about that, but just a horrible, horrible tragedy. And I do appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem, Tim. And we'll do it again on better terms next time. But again, thanks for coming on.
Sounds good, guys.
I appreciate you, man. I'll get up with you later, okay?
All right, guys. Have a great night.
You too. Thanks.
Take care.
Tim Kelly, down by law on this show. Our basketball, savant basketball guru, if you will. And, I couldn't have said it better myself, man.
Yeah.
And he very succinctly put it into words. Tim is from the Philadelphia area, so he's very familiar with Kobe Bryant, even when Kobe Bryant was there at Lower Merion High School. And, again, it's like, what else can you say? What else can you say about Kobe that hasn't already been said? And it's a sad day. It's a sad day in the sports world, and I don't know. I can't put it into words. I don't think anybody can really put it into words what they're feeling, because we're all still, even though it happened earlier this afternoon, or we got word earlier this afternoon, everybody's still in shock. I think that we are now without Kobe being Bryant, and it's crazy. So. I'm not sure what happened to Tahj Staveskie from Sandusky, but I don't know. Maybe we'll find out that later. But let's do this, Eli. Let's take one more quick break, and then we'll come back and we'll finish up with the show. So let's take one more quick break and take us out. What's the name of the song?
The name of the song is called Diamonds by William Beats. This is Choir Brothers Sports Show on One Unimedia Network.
Thanks, Tim.
William Murder in the beat. 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 Where your murder in the beat. Where your murder in the beat.
This is T.J. Carey, defensive back for the Cleveland Browns, and you're tuned into the Quiet Brothers Sports Show.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, so before we go any further, man, let me tell you guys about the good folks out at C&B Custom Crafts, custom home decor, wall signs, coffee tables, end tables, even cornhole boards if you want that. C&B Custom Crafts has got you taken care of. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. All the signs are made here in America, right down in Canton. No two signs are the same because everything is made with real wood. There's no plastic templates or nothing like that. These are all custom-made signs. Any message you want, man. You know, it could be a sports team, Browns, Cavs, Indians, the Eagles. If you want to do a Kobe tribute, you can. If you want to just put a personal message on there, I love you, or happy birthday, or whatever you want on there, C&B Custom Crafts has got you. Again, anything you see on their page, they can make for you. Contact Chris and Brooke. The number is 330-232-0513. That's 330-232-0513. C&B Custom Crafts, once again, home decor. Go to their page on Facebook. Go to their page on Instagram. If you see it on their page, they can make it happen for you. And again, everything is made right down in Canton. 330-232-0513. C&B Custom Crafts. All right. So the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl is coming up.
Yes.
I'll tell you this. You know me, man. I'm one team guy. Like, I don't have second teams. I'm not like you and Reggie who have backup teams.
Don't you start that.
That's not how I roll.
Don't you? Oh, hey, that's how we roll. Though.
Don't you start that?
Okay, that's how we roll.
I don't have backup teams. I don't do that. I will say this. If I had a rooting interest in the Super Bowl, it's going to be for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, number one, Andy Reid was the coach of the Eagles for 14 years. I wish Andy would have gotten it done in Philadelphia, but he didn't. But Andy Reid was very successful in Philadelphia.
But you still got it done. You got a ring, right?
No, Andy Reid never won a Super Bowl in Philadelphia.
I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, they did, but that wasn't Andy Reid, though. But Andy Reid was very successful in Philadelphia. So I would really like to see Andy Reid win a ring, and that doesn't mean I have to be a Chiefs fan to see that. I really want to see Andy Reid win a ring. I'd also like, and honestly, I'm not even going to front. I didn't even know he was on the squad until just a few days ago.
Oh,
but Tyrann Mathieu, aka the Honey Badger,
you didn't know that?
I didn't know he played for the Chiefs. I knew the last time I knew he played for the Texans. I didn't know he played for the Chiefs.
Man?
I didn't know he played for the Chiefs. I can't even lie. And I think Tyrann Mathieu's story is perfect when you talk about people making the most of a second chance. Because he was, even as one of the best players in the country, was effectively kicked off of the team at LSU. Yeah. And the Arizona Cardinals drafted him in the third round. He would have been, had he not been kicked off the team, he would have been a top 5 talent easy at LSU.
Right.
But he lasted to the third round. The Arizona Cardinals drafted him. And for some reason, they let him go.
I guess they couldn't afford him.
Okay. All right.
But
whatever.
I mean, yeah.
And the Arizona Cardinals let him go, and he went to the Houston Texans, and now he's a Kansas City Chief. And also, if there's two guys that I'm rooting for on the Kansas City Chiefs, it's Andy Reid and Tyrann Mathieu. Now, as far as the game is concerned, this is almost going to be like the irresistible force versus the immovable object, because you have a great Kansas City Chiefs offense led by one Patrick Mahomes, and you've got the San Francisco 49ers defense, which is one of the best in the league. And those two are going to collide. And honestly, as good as I think San Francisco's defense is, I don't know if they can keep up with the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know. They're going to have to get to Patrick Mahomes early and often.
Because, I mean, honestly, Richard Sherman, he's not that Richard Sherman like, back in Seattle. Yeah. He struggles. So if you get, Tyreek Smith.
Tyreek
Hill.
Yep.
And a couple other receivers, and Travis Kelce.
They got Sammy Watkins.
Kelce, and they got Tyreek Hill.
I mean, who you gonna?
You got to pick your poison.
Yeah, I mean, people say that about a lot of teams. Who you gonna cover and all that kind. I'm just saying, do I think that Richard Sherman can hang with Tyreek Hill? No, I do not. That's not really a knock on Richard Sherman, but I don't think there are many cornerbacks, if any, that can hang with Tyreek Hill. And
he'll burn you.
Yeah, he will. The 49ers. Yeah, it does. It does, Griff. This. My man Anthony Griffin said this has got the. Sorry, excuse me, man. What is wrong with me? Said this has got the potential to be one of the best Super Bowls of all time. I believe that's true. I believe it to be true too.
Hey,
I really do.
Kev, I'm on my Facebook live feed right now, and Dave Wallencheck checked in, and shout out to him. He said, "Got a question for you. Since it's Super Bowl week, who was the last Heisman Trophy winner to win a Super Bowl as a starter?"
As a starter, wow.
Whoa.
I don't even know, man. Was that? Did Joe Montana win the Heisman? I don't think it was Joe Montana, was it?
I don't think Joe Montana won the Heisman.
I don't think. Wow, that's a good question, Dave. I don't know. Oh, speaking of Dave Wallencheck, let me just put this out there. Next Friday night, we will be on the show called The Scoop on Redline Radio LLC. We will be on the other side. We're usually the interviewers. We will be the interviewees this time. We'll be hanging out with Dave and his crew on The Scoop. So make sure you check that out. Go ahead and like that page on Facebook. Again, that'll be me, Eli, and Phil on The Scoop on Redline Radio LLC. Shout out to Dave Wallencheck for having us on. We appreciate that. So make sure you check that show out.
It was Jim Plunkett.
Jim Plunkett. Wow.
He gave me
Super Bowl 15.
Yeah.
That? No, wait a minute, because was Plunkett still playing when they beat? Was Plunkett still playing when they beat Washington? I don't know if that was that. I think that was Plunkett, because Plunkett was there in 15 when they beat Philadelphia, and then the Raiders went back in '83, and they played Washington. That was a game where Marcus Allen had that run where he turned all the way around and ran for the touchdown, like 80-something yards or 70-something yards. I don't know if that was Plunkett as well. I'd have to check and see. I'm not sure if that was Jim Plunkett as well. But, wow, I forgot about it. Jim Plunkett. I didn't even know Jim Plunkett won the Heisman. That's a long time ago.
It is.
See, I always said, man, anymore, the Heisman Trophy is not really a good barometer of if you'll be a good NFL quarterback. It's just not. It's not a good barometer. It's not a good. It's more of a popularity award than anything else. The Heisman Trophy is really, to me, is not a good indicator of whether somebody will be good or bad in the NFL. Definitely good. It's just not. That's not what the Heisman is to me anymore. Wow, Jim Plunkett. Whew, that's a long time ago. So, but as far as Super Bowl 54, I think, and I heard, and there was a bit of controversy this week. Mike Florio was talking about, maybe the 49ers need to take a 15-yard penalty, and against Patrick Mahomes. And people were saying, "Oh, how could he say that? Mike Florio should be fired," and yada yada yada. I get what Mike Florio is saying. If you're the San Francisco 49ers, you want to try to get into Patrick Mahomes' head early and let him know we're here, we're not going anywhere, we're going to be on you all night long. And how do you do that? You got to knock him around a bit. And if it means you take a 15-yard penalty, okay, well, if you get your point across and the message is received, and you can get Patrick Mahomes kind of jittery, because listen, for as good as Patrick Mahomes is, this is the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's never been.
What Reggie say? Pressure. Pressure do one of two things. Either make diamonds or bust pipes. And for as good as Patrick Mahomes is, this is the Super Bowl. It's different here, right? It's different.
It is.
It's different. Those lights are real bright. They're gonna be real bright next Sunday. There's gonna be some real bright lights on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. On the other side of the ball, you got Jimmy Garoppolo, who in the AFC Championship game, because of Raheem Mostert, was only like 4 or 6 for 46 yards or 82 yards or something like that.
Yeah, but Tevin Coleman is out because he broke.
Tevin Coleman's out.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. Raheem Mostert is not running for 220 yards again. I'm sorry, that's not happening.
Not against that Kansas City defense.
No. Raheem Mostert's not getting another 220. So you Niners fan, you can get that out your head right now. He ain't getting another 220. But now the Kansas City Chiefs will have to really put in the work to stop him and to stop that offense. But he's not getting another 220. That ain't happening.
Wow. Dave Wallencheck says, "Rip Black Mamba. The NBA should retire 24 league wide."
I'd be down with that.
I would be.
I'd be down with that.
I ain't got a problem.
I'd be down with that. If the NBA decided to say, "Listen, man, we're nobody else is wearing number 24." If the NBA decided to go ahead and do that, I'd be totally okay with that. I'd have no problem with the NBA saying that. You want to wear 24? Nah, B. It ain't happening. We're going to retire that number worldwide. If the NBA did that, if the NBA said, we're going to retire number 24 league-wide immediately, I would be okay with that. And I think every player in this league that wears 24 would be okay with giving up that number and picking another number.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to immediately retire. It's like Major League Baseball. Nobody wears 42.
Right.
That's Jackie Robinson's number. Nobody wears 42 league-wide in Major League Baseball. So I would be okay with the NBA saying, okay, league-wide, number 24 is gone. If you wear 24, you got to give it up and get a new number.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, who else in this league wears 24 that we really are like, oh man, not him? He can't.
Who wears number 8 as well? Like both of those numbers should be. But
I'm trying to think of who wears 8. I don't think of any. I'm trying to think of anybody significant that wears 8, and I can't really think of
nobody
anybody.
wears 8.
I can't think
Nobody's
of anybody.
Significant.
No, I can't think of anybody significant that wears number 8 or wears number 24 in the league right now. And if you know of somebody, let me know, because I don't know of anybody. I don't know. So yeah, I would be okay with that. I'd totally be okay with that. And I almost think the league's going to do it. I almost think the league is going to retire that number. They should, because again, it's Kobe, and he wore that number for 10 years. He did so much for the league. He's a cultural icon. He's a basketball icon. He's a worldwide icon.
Why did he change his number from 8 to 24?
He changed all that after everything that went down in Colorado. I think it was just part of a whole new start for him. Everything that went down in Colorado, he wore number 8 up until then, and then he changed it. What up to my man Monster Meezy? What up, Meezy? What up, Meezy? Much respect to you, my brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, if the league retired 24 tomorrow, if Adam Silver came out tomorrow and said number 24 is no longer able to be worn league wide, if you wear 24, you got to give it up. I'd be cool with that. I'd be totally cool with that.
Also, Dave said somebody does wear number 8 who's actually significant. Kemba Walker.
Nah, Kimba, you got to give that up. You got to give that up, Kimba. You got to give that up. As Kobe. And I would think Kimba wouldn't have a problem with giving up number 8. If they decided to retire both numbers league wide, I don't think Kimba would have a problem with that. And I think Kimba would understand the significance of doing that. I think Kimba would give it up.
Go back to his original number, 15.
Yeah, you got to get it up, Kimba. You got to get it up. I think he would do that. No, I don't think that'd be an issue. So, I don't know, man. It's a tough day today. And yeah, this week is gonna be Super Bowl week. Media day is Tuesday, so you get all your sound bites, you get all the dumb, crazy questions that some of these idiots that somehow get access to the Super Bowl media day ask. You'll get all that stuff. And this week though, the sports headlines I'm sure will be dominated by Kobe Bryant.
Right.
And there is one thing going back to football that I wanted to. So the move is official. The Oakland Raiders are no more. They are now officially the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, boy.
Oh, look at this. Just came across my thing on Bleacher Report. Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, has announced that no player will ever wear number 24 for the Dallas Mavericks ever again. That's the Dallas Mavericks. Kobe never even played it. He beat them a lot of times, but he never even played there. So Mark Cuban has announced that no player will ever wear the number 24 for the Dallas Mavericks. And if these owners are smart, a lot of them will do the same thing.
Yeah.
So Mark Cuban has already said that's it. Nobody's wearing 24 for the Dallas Mavericks ever again. Smart move, Mark Cuban. Smart move. Because of Kobe, his importance to the game and him help growing the game allowed you to come in and be one of the owners.
Right.
So Kobe's significant impacted not just the Lakers a lot. And for those that are watching on my live feed, if you didn't hear what I said, Mark Cuban of the Dallas Mavericks has just announced that no player will ever wear number 24 for the Dallas Mavericks again. That's the Dallas Mavericks. And I hope more teams follow suit. I hope every other team follows suit. All right, man. That's going to do it for us. We're going to get out of here. Again, we'll be on next Friday. January 31st, we'll be on The Scoop on Redline Radio LLC. We'll be on the other side of the table, man. We usually interviewers. We'll be the interviewees. So we'll be hanging out with Dave Wallachek and the crew on The Scoop on Redline Radio LLC. And make sure you check us out. Then show starts at 9:30 next Friday night. We'll be on there. Should be a lot of fun chopping up with Dave. All right, man. So for Eli Robinson, for Phil Rucker, my name is Kevin Hanley, and this has been the Choir Brothers Sports Show. Eli, take us out.
All right, the name of the song is called Slums by SOB Productions. This is the Choir Brothers Sports Show on One Unit Media Network.
Kobe Bryant, 24, Black Mamba. We love you, man. Rest in peace. We out. Peace.
Production.